We morphed from travel incentives to merchandise incentives. And then a really big moment happened when we were approved by First Chicago, which is now Chase, First Chicago, to issue debit card incentives. We were the third company, while still working out of my home with just my family. We were approved as the third organization to be able to issue debit cards for incentive programs. Well, that was a really big moment in the company. And well, we had to do some things we never had to do before. We had to build a software infrastructure to integrate with the bank. And I was fortunate enough, not only was I computer literate, but my 17-year-old son was able to actually do the mainframe integration with the bank in 1997. We launched our first program January 1 of 1998 with Proxima, which, by the way, remained our client for the full 25 years of my company's existence. Epson was next a year later. And by 2002, we had 17 major clients running programs on our platform with our team operating them. So that was really exciting. And I'd say our company had a head count maybe of about a dozen people by that point in time. But we were starting to grow. And then a really big opportunity presented itself. The number one computer reseller in the United States was very aware of us because of the relationship we had with some of their premier clients. And they wanted to take all of these independent incentive programs and merge them onto one debit card with their brand on it. And myself being who I am, I said, that's not what you want. What you really want and what you really need is a business process management piece of software, which we'd never built before.
You didn't have the product yet after you sold it without the product.
We did not have the product, but we conceived the product, which was absolutely spot on for what they wanted. And once they heard what we were proposing, they absolutely loved it. And what ended up happening is this piece of software allowed them to go from, let's say, 25 incentive programs independently pointing at their organization to 250. And that happened in under 1 year. So very exciting moment to design and invent and build a platform like that. We actually built the first generation of the platform, I would say, in 5 months, which was quite an interesting challenge. So because of all of this, it became a really big success. And our organic growth was already good, but selling that platform to that client put us into hyper growth. And we grew 473% in a 3-year period. Super exciting.
Sounds great, right?
Yeah, it sounds great, but and in many ways it absolutely is great. But what you're probably not prepared for, any of you who have been in anything close to that situation, you're really not prepared for the expectations of the client and the needs of the platform in order to live up to what you've conceived. Because you're where are you? You're at generation 0.5. You're at generation 1. And you have a product that launches. Well, because I was in the computer industry, I had taken note of a book I read a number of years prior called Crossing the Chasm by Jeffrey Moore. And Jeffrey Moore is definitely a marketing genius, very influential. He wrote 2 incredible books. One was Crossing the Chasm and the other Inside the Tornado. They go hand in hand, but you really have to cross the chasm at some level in order to get
inside the tornado
of growth.
Yeah.
So what I learned that I think is relevant to anyone building a product, delivering a product that is tangible, whether software or hardware product that involves technology, is to understand how companies build the product and deliver the product, and at the same time, how the marketplace views them and their product. And Jeffrey Moore lays that out just beautifully. So I learned about this all in practice in roughly the 2003 to 2008 timeframe.